He is referred to as the godfather of Israeli cybersecurity. Shlomo Kramer co-founded Checkpoint and took the company public. Co-founded Imperva, took that company public too. He was an early investor and board member at Palo Alto Networks. Actually wrote its first check in 2005. And today he runs Cato Networks, which just announced a new financial milestone. Company surpassing $200 million in annual recurring revenue in the second quarter of 2024, a doubling in total ARR in under 2 years. Shlomo joins us now to discuss more about the current state of the cybersecurity market and what's ahead. Shlomo, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So I want to start, Shlomo, big picture, because we find ourselves in this interesting moment. You had, of course, the CrowdStrike event. You have a world that's just much more increasingly interconnected. And so I'm interested, Shlomo, just from your perspective as a long-time cybersecurity professional, how you're thinking about all this, what it means for the consumer, what it means for business.
Yeah, so what we are seeing is that we are living in a very digital world where everybody is interconnected and everybody is a target. It's not only the tip of the pyramid of the very large enterprises, it's also the fat waste of the economy, the 50% GDP that are the targets, right? Everybody is a target. And security today is not geared to serve this 50% of the GDP because it's primarily built on point solutions that are expensive to integrate, that are cumbersome to serve the new digital transformation of enterprises. And there needs to be a new solution that serves the entire pyramid. And that's kind of the challenge of the next generation companies that we are seeing. The Wiz of the world on the cloud, the CrowdStrike on the endpoint, and Cato on the network.
And so explain Cato's solution. What is your answer to this?
It's like an AWS service that takes the grunt work of appliances on the network side and on security side and takes the ownership and gives you back the security results. You just open a console in the cloud, you've got a cloud service, and that delivers you the network and network security in a much more efficient way from an operational perspective, in a much more agile way from a business perspective.
And when I talk to analysts, they'll say, Shlomo, that Cato does have competition. They'll mention names like Cisco, Palo Alto, they'll sell Zscaler, right? So what is your kind of competitive advantage in this space?
That we invented this space in 2015. We are still the only platform that was built from the ground up to serve this SASE space. SASE is a word invented by Gartner in 2019 to capture what we've built. Now, all of our competitors, all the names that you've mentioned, Cisco, Zscaler, et cetera, all the appliances and the appliance helpers, the proxies in the cloud, woke up one morning and saw the report that says, hey, the future is SASE. So they are trying to fit their architecture to the SASE architecture. But in a world where the how, what the customer experience is the most important thing, having a platform that was built dedicated for this function makes all the difference.
And Shlomo, who are your customers? Can you give us line of sight there? Is it small businesses? Is it large enterprises?
So really we started at the mid to large enterprise and we are moving up market, and we've got multiple Fortune 500 customers across the world. As the buying patterns in the market mature, our solution is ready for any size organization, but when you've got a very large organization, the buying pattern on the security, on the networking side, sometimes want to make different decision, and that SASE is actually converging not only the solution, but also the buying pattern in the organization. We are seeing that happening to larger and larger organizations.
Another issue, a topic I want your take on, Shlomo, is this mega trend of AI. We talk about it a lot.
Right.
What's interesting, of course, you're seeing good guys and bad guys, right, leverage those AI tools. How are you thinking about that?
So AI has been part of what we've done since day one, because we have a huge data lake in the cloud. We are able to embed, we are the first and only company, I think, that has AI models inline preventing attacks in real time. But AI is going to be extremely important in the future because the attackers are going to use AI. What was once a cyber soldier, very well trained, doing a very sophisticated attack, is now going to be industrialized and on a large scale. The only way to protect against that is AI. So really AI is going to be the center of security in the next few years.
We mentioned, Shlomo, how you co-founded and took 2 companies public already.
Right.
Do you want to take Cato public?
Cato is going to be, and we are building it to be the first platform-based IT security company that gives a broad platform-based solution that is consumable in an affordable and agile way by any type of organization. And being public is part of that journey.
Do you have a timeline for that? You think it's this year or next year?
I can't talk about the timeline. One of the reasons not only dependent on the company, it's also about the market and many other elements.
Let me ask you, Shlomo, you're headquartered in Israel. Given just ongoing the war with Hamas, the escalating tensions with Hezbollah, how have you all had to adapt or adjust there?
So that's amazing to see the resiliency of the... First of all, we are a global organization because we are critical infrastructure. We are built from day one to be redundant and highly available. And we've got people from the Philippines to Colombia, all around the world that deliver and maintain this service. But it was really amazing to see the team in Israel and the resiliency of that team, and also the empathy of employees outside of Israel, not only employees, but partners and customers. There was nothing but good feedback that we get throughout this process.
Lastly, so I'm just very interested to get your take. Yeah. How is the Israeli economy and the Israeli tech community just holding up right now?
I think that the Israeli high tech is doing well, and we've seen acquisitions in the billions happening at the height of the war, and we are seeing continuous investments, and we are seeing companies such as Cato continue to flourish. So we are absolutely optimistic about the future of Israeli high tech.
All right, Shlomo, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.